Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well. I am here to help you feel confident and motivated. And my goal is to remind you of who you are and what you can achieve. Today, let me share with you the life story of a man who turned pain into power and failure into greatness. You know him as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, one of the most famous and successful people in the world. You may have seen him in blockbuster movies like Fast and Furious, Jumanji, and Black Adam. You may know him as a global superstar, a champion, and a wealthy businessman. But do you know the real story behind all the fame? Do you know the struggles he faced, the pain he carried, and the moments when his life could have completely fallen apart? This is not just the story of a celebrity. This is the story of a man who went from having only $7 in his pocket to becoming one of the highest-paid actors in the world. His story can inspire you to face your own challenges and remind you that success is possible for anyone willing to fight for it. Dwayne Douglas Johnson was born on May 2, 1972, in Hayward, California. His father, Rocky Johnson, was a professional wrestler, and his mother came from a Samoan family of wrestlers. Many people assume he was born into wealth and comfort because of his father's fame. But the truth is very different. His childhood was filled with struggle, instability, and poverty. The family moved often, sometimes because they could not afford rent. At just 14 years old, he came home one day to find his mother crying because they had been evicted. There were days when they did not have enough money for food, and young Dwayne began to feel angry and hopeless. He got into fights, made poor choices, and even started stealing. By the time he was 15, he had been arrested multiple times and was walking down a dangerous road that could have ruined his future. One day, after another arrest, he looked at himself in the mirror and saw nothing but failure. He saw the disappointment in his mother's eyes and felt the weight of being a young man going nowhere. That moment changed him. He made a decision that he would not let his life end in failure. He promised himself to work harder than ever before and to transform his pain into strength. From then on, he focused on training his body, spending countless hours in the gym, pushing himself beyond limits. He stayed away from the wrong crowd and gave himself a new dream: to become a professional football player. His hard work paid off when he earned a scholarship to play football at the University of Miami, one of the strongest college teams in the country. For the first time in his life, it seemed like his dreams were coming true. He believed he would one day play in the NFL, become a star athlete, and lift his family out of poverty. But life had other plans. He suffered a serious injury that ended his football career. His dreams of the NFL were gone. At just 23 years old, he was broke, jobless, and forced to move back into his parents' small apartment. His entire savings amounted to just $7. Imagine that. One moment you think your life is about to change forever, and the next moment, everything is gone. Most people would give up, but Dwayne did not. During this dark time, his father encouraged him to keep training. At first, he resisted, feeling lost and unmotivated, but soon the gym became his place of healing. The pain of lifting weights reminded him that he was still alive, that he still had fight left in him. With no football career ahead, he made a bold decision to try wrestling, the profession of his father and grandfather. His father warned him about how brutal and unforgiving the wrestling business could be, but Dwayne had nothing left to lose. The training was intense, filled with long hours, strict discipline, and constant physical pain. His father pushed him hard, demanding that he give everything he had. There were days when his body was covered in bruises and his spirit was low, but he reminded himself that quitting was not an option. After months of preparation, he was ready to wrestle, but the wrestling world was not ready for him. Promoters told him he was too big, too muscular, not the right fit. Door after door closed on him. Finally, he got a small chance to wrestle at a local event. He won the match, but the crowd did not cheer. He lacked charisma, and wrestling was about more than strength. It was about connection with the audience. For months, he wrestled in small events, earning little money, sleeping in cheap motels, and sometimes in his car. His meals were often just tuna and rice. Life was hard, but he refused to quit. Eventually, he got the chance to join the WWE, the biggest wrestling organization in the world. They gave him the character of Rocky Maivia, a smiling, friendly wrestler who was supposed to be loved by the audience. But fans hated it. Every time he stepped into the ring, they booed him. After one match, when an entire stadium chanted against him, he sat alone in his hotel room, humiliated. He felt the same pain he had felt when his football career ended. But instead of quitting, he reinvented himself. He told WWE that he wanted to be himself, not some fake character. That was the birth of The Rock. The next time he entered the ring, he came with confidence, attitude, and energy that electrified the audience. He was bold, funny, and unapologetically real. Fans loved it. In a short time, The Rock became one of the biggest stars in wrestling history. He won championships, had legendary rivalries, and became a household name. The same people who once booed him now couldn't get enough. But he wasn't satisfied. He had achieved greatness in wrestling, but he wanted more. He wanted to conquer Hollywood. When he left wrestling to become an actor, people laughed at him. They told him he was just a wrestler and would never succeed in movies. His first roles were small and critics doubted him. But just like in wrestling and football, he started from the bottom and worked harder than anyone. He studied acting, took every opportunity, and gave it everything he had. Slowly, he proved the world wrong. His big break came with movies like The Scorpion King and the Fast and the Furious series. Soon, he was starring in blockbuster films and became one of the most bankable actors in Hollywood. Over the years, he became the highest-paid actor in the world, earning tens of millions for each film. But behind all the fame, he never forgot his family. He had married his college sweetheart, Dany Garcia, in 1997, and they had a daughter, Simone, in 2001. Even when his career became demanding, he always made time for his daughter. Although his marriage with Dany ended in divorce in 2008, they remained close friends and business partners. Later, he found love again with Lauren Hashian, with whom he has two daughters, Jasmine and Tiana. For Dwayne, fatherhood has always been more important than fame. He has said many times that his greatest role is being a dad. Even after reaching the top of Hollywood, he never slowed down. He wakes up before sunrise, trains harder than anyone, and lives by the rule of outworking everyone else. He has turned his discipline into an empire. He started $7 Productions, named after the $7 he once had in his pocket. Through this company, he produces blockbuster films. He launched Terramana Tequila, which became one of the fastest-growing tequila brands in the world, earning hundreds of millions of dollars. He also created Zoa Energy, a healthy energy drink, and partnered with Under Armour for Project Rock, a global fitness brand selling shoes, clothes, and gear. His businesses made him not just an actor, but a global entrepreneur with an estimated net worth of over $800 million. Despite his massive wealth, he has always remained grounded and generous. He started the Rock Foundation to support children facing hardships. He has donated millions to schools, hospitals, and families in need. He has surprised people with life-changing gifts, like paying off debts, buying houses, and even giving his old friend a brand-new truck as a thank you for helping him during tough times. His success has never changed his heart, and he always reminds people to stay humble and grateful. On social media, he has more than 400 million followers, making him one of the most followed people in the world. Fans love him because he is authentic, motivational, and always inspiring others to work harder and believe in themselves. Brands pay him millions for promotions, but what matters more is the influence he has on people's lives. Every post he shares motivates millions to push through their own struggles. What makes his story powerful is not just the fame or the money, it is the lessons he teaches through his journey. Success is not about luck. It is about hard work, discipline, and persistence. He reminds us that nobody is coming to save us. We have to create our own opportunities. We have to wake up early, work harder than anyone else, and keep going even when the world doubts us. He says that when life gets tough, don't ask why me, say try me. These are not just empty words. They are the principles he has lived by. From having no home, no money, and no direction, Dwayne Johnson built a life that inspires millions. He became a global icon, a businessman, an entertainer, and most importantly, a motivator who shows that failure is not the end. His journey proves that setbacks can be turned into comebacks if you refuse to give up. He is living proof that no matter how many times you fall, you can rise again. And if he can do it, so can you. The boy who once had $7 in his pocket is now worth hundreds of millions. The young man who faced eviction, arrests, and failure is now one of the most successful people on earth. But what makes him truly great is not his wealth or his fame. It is his spirit, his